What's up, guys? Street Riders 209. On this video, what I'm going to show you guys is how to make your own custom decals or car stickers. Up to you what you want to call them. As you guys can see right there, I have that one on my truck. It's a California one. It's probably about 20 inches by about 5 inches wide, if I'm not mistaken. Back here I have, well, start with this one. It's like a little one of those family decals. And up here I have some more custom one. Pardon the language on that, but that one's probably about 18 inches by about 10 inches tall. I actually have that one, the exact one, on my brother's truck. I got a rack for one of my videos upcoming. I'll show you guys how to customize your own ladder rack. But what I'll be showing you is how to make your own decals right now using the silhouette cutter. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so what I'm going to be using to make those decals is this called the Silhouette Cameo. It's a lot of you guys are probably looking at this and thinking it's one of those little gadgets that your wives or your girlfriends use at home for a lot of projects. Well, that is true. However, I happen to steal this from my wife for my own projects, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make your own stickers. Little small decals like this to, you know, nice big ones like this, and the ones that are, you guys can see on the screen. I put you up a couple pictures of these different ones, and on this particular video I'll show you guys how to do a single color, or just a single single color stickers, and you can go from anywhere from like a blue, chrome, red, gold, green, white, black. I try to mainly do only custom decals just because I have everything on hand and it'll look a lot better, you know, if you do a multicolor. That'll be on one of my next videos. I'll show you guys how to do double, 2-color or 3-color, even up to 4-color decals. I don't recommend going like anything over 4, 5, or anything over 4 colors. The reason being is because after you get through like 5 layers of vinyl, the sticker just gets really bulky and it's hard to work with. And there's more steps and more steps, so it's easier for you to screw up. But to keep it easy and simple, I'll show you guys how to do a single color this time. I'm going to skip a lot of the steps on the actual Cameo in case you guys are interested. This comes with a full booklet. Shows you step by step on how to do just about everything you want to. I'm not a professional on this yet either, so don't expect me to do a lot of certain things that maybe you guys already know on these. I know that another cutter is like the Cricut, so we went with the Cameo because of the price and ratings. One thing you can do is purchase a lot of different colors at once. I usually go in there and purchase 1 or 2 of these rolls at a time. I try to get a better deal around 10 feet. But let me pop this program up and I'll show you guys how to start. Alright guys, so we're going to start with something very basic, something easy. A lot of the bars from up here, like I said, I won't mention too much just because I would like for you guys to figure these out on your own, like different buttons and the functions. Also, because I might use certain functions in my own way. I do know I get around by doing a lot of little tricks here and there. Usually takes me a little bit longer, but you know, like I said, if you were to study the booklet 100% and you're probably more computer active than me, you can probably get through this a lot easier. So let me bring this back down to about 12 by 12. That's close enough. So you have your square right there. I don't know if you guys could tell, but there's a little red little lines on that square. That's your cutting your cutting area. So anything that you add out of that, it's not going to be cut. All right, so what I'll do right here is just to keep this simple, I'm going to make a decal just like the one that you saw on my windshield, but I'm going to keep it with a single font. And actually I can even make it into a single color with an offset just like that one had, but that one, as you guys saw, was chrome and green. So first thing you do is click on the wording or the writing, the text. Add that, and let's put California. Next thing we'll do is choose a font. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll change the color on the lines so you guys can see it a little bit easier. Make it a little bit bigger. Alright. So let's I mean, you guys can get as intricate as you want with this. You can also purchase different fonts through their website, as well as I'm sure there's other websites that will sell you different fonts. But let's find something that's easy to work with. All right, let's pick that one right here. This one. It's the AR Essence. You guys can, I don't know if you guys can see in detail, but it shows you the dimensions right here. This is 10 inches, 10.2. Now it's 10.8 by 3.3 high. Now, the 10.8 is giving us the dimension of the actual writing, but the 3.3 is giving us the dimension of the area that is highlighted up here. So the writing is actually, I want to say, probably about 1.5 inches. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Don't go 100% off that measurement. One way to know also is every single one of these little squares in this graph is 1 inch by 1 inch. So if you guys could tell, I'll put this like right on that line on the top. It's actually about 1 3/4 inches. So it's almost at the second square. That means it's almost 2 inches. So it's about 1 3/4 inches tall by 10.8 inches wide. So let's make this one here, and I'll actually make a different one with the offset. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to duplicate this, set it right there. This one I'm going to choose to offset. You guys can see that it welded itself. So that's how it'll look with an offset. I can make the outline of this now in white and leave the letters, say for instance, clear. So if your window is black, you have tinted windows, the letters will actually appear black. In this area right here at the top, the color will just be the actual letter. So you'll see what I mean. So one way to kind of see it, let me show you guys real quick. I choose a background. Usually if I'm going to have a black window, I choose a black box like this. Then what I do is I'll get the writing and put it right over there. Click on set to front, and then I will color it in white, since that's what we're going to go with. See, and that's how your decal will look on your window. I will do the same to this other one. Oh, first I want to join these. So group. Let's see. Alright, so now I'll get the second one, bring this in, and that's how the one with the offset will look. You guys can see the top one and the inside letters on the bottom one. They're the exact same decal, the exact same font. I simply added it's called an offset to the bottom one, and then I went backwards on the colors, so it'll give you totally different effects. Alright, so this is what we're going to print out today. Let me move my box out of here. Let me group these so they don't move. Bring this back onto my cutter. I like to keep it safe and keep it about a 1/4 inch from the top, and then I try to stay as close as I can from the ends, like maybe about a 1/4 inch. Also, just because if you don't set your vinyl like really good on the cutter, as it goes up and cuts, it can redirect itself and kind of go off to the edges a little bit. Alright, so now that we have this, let me delete this box. We click on our cutting settings, or the cut settings. You guys can see it all highlighted in red. It shows you everything that it's going to cut. We want everything cut on this particular decal. There's a lot of them that you won't want to do certain cuts at first, especially when you get into 2 colors. So as right now we want single color, everything is going to be cut. So we click on the vinyl, make sure that your settings are on 1, and it kind of gives you an idea right there. It shows you what it should be at. Also, you should have all that same information on the manual. Alright, so now all I got to do is set up my vinyl into that cutter and click this button, send to silhouette, and it'll start cutting. So let me load that up real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go with the white. Let me get these out of here. Make sure your settings are on 1 on your cutter. Yeah. Alright, so the paper is set. You have a little marker right here that shows you where it's supposed to be. Now this is a 12-inch vinyl. You cannot cut, I think, more than 13-inch. When you buy the silhouette like this, it comes with a mat. Don't use that on vinyl because it raises it up too high, and then you basically cut right through the whole paper on the bottom of the vinyl, and that's not good. Alright, so now it's set. Just make sure behind you that there's nothing that's in the way, because it goes that way and then it comes back in as it's cutting. So alright, so we're good. Sent the silhouette. And this thing's it's a little noisy, but it's not over. It's not too loud. It won't annoy you. It's pretty fast, so that's one thing I do like. What I'll do right now is I will cut a piece of black vinyl paper. That way I can show you guys how to set the decal and everything, as if this was the window. Alright, this is pretty much almost done. Just a few more seconds. Let's lift this up, that way you guys can see what it's doing. Now when you go and purchase the vinyl, I get all my vinyl from Amazon. I like to look at the ratings and then see what everybody kind of rates it. If they rate it good, I read some of the comments. Depending on if I feel like it's something that I don't want to deal with, I just pass it up. You know, I usually go with anything that's rated kind of high by a couple of hundred people or plus. Usually when it's like 1 or 2 people, they might have had a good experience with that vinyl, but doesn't mean you will. So something to think about. All right, so now it's done. Let's unload it. All right, so there it is. Let's go on to the cutting mat. Alright guys, so we are at my mat. I also purchased this on Amazon. I'll put a link to where I got it. It's really good. It's nice. It's like almost 3 feet wide by about 2 feet wide, and it comes in really handy. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Alright, now the next step to doing this is peeling off all the unwanted vinyl. You get one of these when you purchase that silhouette. It's like a pen that has a little pin on the one side, like a little, I don't know, it's like a little grabber. On the other side it has a little sticky pad, little sticky tip. I haven't used this yet. I usually use this for the vinyl decals. Now when you're starting to work with vinyl like this, you got to be very careful and have patience, because I did screw up a lot of pieces when I was starting, and I still screw some up, honestly. It's not easy. You get cocky sometimes, and then before you know it, you ruin the piece. So good thing about it is that the vinyl really is not that expensive, so you don't get drawn back too much. Now the reason why I started doing this is because I'm a decal or sticker freak. I don't remember the last when I started ever purchasing decals, but I go to the mall and I'd walk out with tons of stickers. Obviously I love my California ones, but I mean I would pay up to $15–16 for small decals as long as I like it. Then I would go to places like the flea market, or even some decal shops. Try to stay away from those. So they're extremely expensive. But I figured doing these on my own is definitely cost effective, and you can sport new decals pretty much whenever you feel like it, and you do not break the bank either. So you guys will see if you guys decide to get into this once you go on Amazon and figure out the prices of this vinyl. It's really cheap. See? You get cocky, you pull stuff out you don't want. Since I'm kind of rushing through this a little bit, I want to do this kind of quick. I pinched a bunch of little spots here and there, but just like I said, take your time, and it'll come out looking real good. Another thing that you'll need is a clear transfer paper. It's basically vinyl also, but this is what's going to pull the decal off of this paper and then transfer it onto your window or wherever you want to use this, on a fridge, on a binder, PlayStation, wherever you want to use. This is what's going to get the decal out of here to here. So I'm going to cut it a little bit longer just because usually I'll take my time if it's a bigger decal, and I will size this and cut it close as I possibly can to the size and take my time with it. So right now I just want to slap it on real quick, that way I don't take up too much of you guys' time. Alright, so there's different ways that you could do this. On something this small, I like to just set it on there and then kind of glide it off to the sides because it's already kind of rolled. It makes it a little bit easy. If it's something large, I like to set this down like this and then slowly put the clear tape, the clear vinyl over this and then squeeze out the bubbles. But let's do this real quick. There it is. See what I mean? I usually don't like to have all this excess. I feel like it's wasted money, but there it is, guys. Technically the decal is done. I'll just cut off the excess piece. There you have it. It's your own decal. Spend more than maybe $1 or something on that. I mean, I'm judging this by the square footage. The white is like 10 bucks to 12 bucks for I think like 20 feet. The transfer tape, I think I usually get the roll of 300 feet by 12, and that runs about $35. So I mean, if you actually crunch the numbers, this is not even $1 worth, you know. So now what I'll be doing is setting it on my window. So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's nice and grabbed. The white vinyl, you want to make sure the white vinyl is adhered to the see-through vinyl. So what you do is take a squeegee or something like this and you squeeze it real good. Then the way I like to do it usually is I like to set my decal kind of where I want it. Set one side up like that. Then I will go back up and I will bring it down slowly at a time like this. Then you come back around and you take off that clear vinyl. And you're done. One thing you do want to do when you put this on a vehicle, take a damp cloth, maybe a little bit of soap once you're done, and kind of wash off, because this stuff does leave a very light coat of tackiness onto the windshield or the window. So with maybe a day or two worth of driving, you'll notice how there's a big dusty little square around your decal, so you might want to wash that off. Alright, now for the second one. let's do this one in a different way. We'll pull the whole thing out first, as that's usually how a lot of people do it. I've seen all kinds of ways. So then, you know, we'll just kind of stretch it a little bit, make sure it's nice and tight. And when we lay it down, there you go. Make sure you don't have any bubbles. There it is. One thing I do recommend is when you're pulling this tape off, do not go up. Always bring it in kind of flat against the windshield or the surface that you're putting the decal on. Because if you go up, it brings the decal back off. So you want to pull flat. And there you go. That's your two decals on your windshield, like on me, on the side of the window. Maybe you want it on the body panel. Maybe you want this for your PlayStation, for the fridge. I mean, there's limitless possibilities on where you can mount a decal like this. Alright, so now let me forward you guys to the, I will put the links as to what vinyls to get, or what you need. Maybe some tools that you will need, like this right here, the fiskars cutter. Love this thing. You'll definitely need an X-Acto knife, maybe a steel ruler. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys tune back in. I don't know if I'll have some time in the next couple of days to show you guys a two-color decal. So I'll show you guys a couple examples of some of the stuff you could do. It's the built not bought. It's a rapper's emblem. Got single color California with the same font that I have on my windshield. It's a custom one. I actually designed this one. It's the same decal, but without the little things up here, and this is chrome and green, the lime green. Got a couple girls with arms, machine guns. And the YouTube Street Raiders 291. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, stick around. Maybe come back in the next couple days. Check out my channel. I'll have a couple uploads on a few other decals. If there's something you guys kind of want to see and I have some time to shoot it, go ahead and leave me a comment on the comment section, and I will try to get to it. If there's a problem that you guys are having, maybe I'll try to help you guys through it. As far as the cutters go, I recommend the Silhouette. I have not had any issues with it. I'm not pushing it to you guys, but it's freaking awesome, honestly. Like, this to me is extremely fun to do. It's distressing. If you guys have a lot of good imagination, you guys will definitely get some decals out there that will blow people's minds, and you'll have one of a kind. You won't have to be worried about somebody having your decal. So I hope you guys like it. Give it a thumbs up. If you guys don't like it, thumbs down. I appreciate all comments. So thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe.